Wow, who dragged that high school graduation picture out? Jim, thank you again. Obviously, for those of you who know Jim DeVold, he's been a remarkable Boys and Girls Club board member and really truly represents the energy and positive spirit that emanates from this club. Jim, thanks for your kind introduction. And Norm, Gus, Mike, Deb, Thomas. Boy, you're even recruiting my kids, huh, Mike, for the video. Thanks, all of you. All of you mean a lot to me. Mo, you know, our relationship goes from Boys and Girls Club to Minogue and now all the way back. That's pretty cool. Tonight is a special night for me. And it's a very humbling evening because for 23 years, the Boys and Girls Club has been a personal labor of love. I came onto the board in 1991 and been privileged to be a small part of an incredible ongoing community mission, one dedicated solely to the youth of the Truckee Meadows. So while I'm humbled and feel somewhat undeserving of this honor, trust me when I say I'm not going to give this back. But on a more serious and relevant note, we've already witnessed tonight some of the talent and some of the youthful exuberance that exists within our club community of members. And in a short moment, we'll have the moving privilege to hear two very compelling stories from our Boy and Girl Club Youth of the Year candidates. I wish Kleenex was available on every table. You're going to want to stay in your seat and not miss any of the upcoming storyline. So, I'll try to be as quick as I can. Let me start with some thank yous. It's impossible to recognize and thank everyone who deserves a share in this award. That would go on all night. Some of you have unfortunately been in that situation with me, so I don't want to repeat it tonight. But among all of you whose efforts make this event happen and awards like the Distinguished Service Award meaningful, please let me and allow me to single out a couple groups and a couple individuals. These groups and dedicated individuals that I'm about to talk about truly are distinguished. So, to the Board of Directors of the Boys and Girls Club, I want to thank you for honoring me tonight. As fellow board members, you're my peers, you're my mentors, most importantly, you're my friends. You are a daily example of dedication and commitment to the youth of our community, and I'm proud to be a part of your team. Thank you. Many of my fellow LP Insurance employees are here tonight. Thank you for being here. Your unstinting belief in the Boys and Girls Club and the financial support to the children of this community is commendable. Together, we've built a fine company, but on a deeper and more meaningful level, we've built an even better corporate citizen. Thank you. Now, again, my fellow board members and the LP team are a huge piece of my community and business partnerships. Let me shift gears for a moment, briefly acknowledge and thank two very important people in my personal life. I'm honored to have my dad here tonight. Had a Boys and Girls Club existed in the 1940s, he would have most likely been a club kid. He was born and raised a short walk from where our Reynolds location on East 9th proudly sits today. His modest childhood home on Quincy Street was the first home of my nonna and nono upon settling in Reno. Now, for the 7 or 8 of you in this room who who are either not Italian, not married to an Italian, or not related to an Italian. Non and nono, of course, means grandparents. My family's roots in this valley rest again in that same neighborhood where we serve the community today. His neighborhood of yesterday is ours today. As an adult, he spent most of his career in the hotel casino business. In fact, many, many decades with the Carano family. But for 11 years in the 1960s and 1970s, he returned back to this old Northeast neighborhood community. This time, he was a foreign language teacher, and he was a coach at Trainer Junior High School and Hug High School. He came back to his old neighborhood, the Boys and Girls Club neighborhood, armed with a passion to give back, to serve the community, and to help the kids of his old neighborhood enjoy a better life and a better education. We've talked about our scholarships today for a lot of these kids coming out of the Northeast community. My dad was a part of that education 40 years ago. So the poignancy of my dad's life story isn't lost on me. Decades later, it's my turn, my opportunity to serve the needs of our present-day youth. That so much of what we do and so many of the kids who truly need our programs and services live in Northeast Reno has very special meaning to me. Thanks, Dad, for your support and being a living example of caring. Okay, Deb, it's your turn. And the good thing tonight is you don't get to respond. So Deb and I have been married 31 years. This may be the first time where I get to hold court without the favor of her gracious reply. Seriously, though, Deb's a great mom. She's an incredible wife, a good friend, and in the context of this award tonight, an absolutely indispensable partner. Whether it's donating time, auction items, contributing financially, attending events, Deb and I have done it together for 23 years with the Boys and Girls Club, 31 years together. This is her award as much as mine. Thanks, Deb, for not only believing in this cause, but believing in me. One last acknowledgement to an individual, and I guess I'm going to pile on top of what Andra said, and it's not really a thank you, but it's more of a heartfelt recognition. I'd be remiss without recognizing and remembering the heart and soul of the board of directors of the Boys and Girls Club, Jack Revilio. Jack was the perpetual president of the board when I first arrived on the scene in 1991. I think he was in the middle of a 15-year consecutive term or something along that. I mean, today, we stretch and give it all just to get 2 years, right, Steve? But Jack would pile up the decades, not the multiple years. But Jack, not just with me, but with all the members of the board of directors who served with him, was the consummate cheerleader for this cause. He taught us that giving back was not only a sacred duty, but it was a heck of a lot of fun. Nobody in this community derived more pleasure from philanthropy than Jack. As a young guy just starting on the board of directors, that had a huge impact and a lasting impact on me. So Revilio family, thank you. Thank you very much for Jack Revilio. He's no longer with us, but his spirit will forever be guiding this board and this club. He defined distinguished service. As I stated earlier, I'd go on for some time thanking those who have served this club so selflessly. The list is endless because it's a testament to this fine organization. But in closing, I'd like to speak briefly on what the Boys and Girls Club means to me personally. Each day, hundreds of kids, over the course of a year, more than 12,000 different kids enter the four walls of our locations. They arrive with fundamentally different backgrounds and a wide variety of circumstances. Some arrive from comfortable, even wealthy economic situations. Few of them do. Some, however, show up from the depths of poverty. Some have their families intact. Others, their home life has been shattered to smithereens. Some are here for the activities and the competition. Others are simply in desperate need of a single helping hand. Some arrive popular. You've probably seen a few of them up here tonight with an entourage of friends. Some arrive friendless and in search of at least one true confidant. Some arrive because they love our food and the menu that we put out. We have a great chef. Others are here because it's their only food of the day. However, once inside, a remarkable transformation occurs. Within our clubhouse walls, regardless of how they arrived, everyone begins to share a common dream, a common mission, a common bond. Inside these four walls, they are simply club kids. These kids, along with our dedicated and selfless staff, are engaged in a grand project. For inside our buildings, the next generation of our valley is busily constructing together skyscrapers built out of hope for a better future. They're forging sturdy castles composed of material drawn from their dreams. And they're laying a secure bridge to the future, built not upon the reflection of where they've been, but instead with the youthful joy and the remarkable vision of where they're going. That's the common thread that links every child in our club. Yes, it also happens to be the American dream, and it's under construction all day and every day at each of our locations. It's a grand undertaking, and that constitutes what the Boys and Girls Club means to me. It also happens to be the truest definition of distinguished service. Thank you.